What is your saddest story that brings you to tears? When I returned to my hometown after 5 years, nothing looked the way I remembered. The streets were the same, the houses stood where always, but everything felt quieter, as if the whole place had aged while I was gone, maybe just like I had. I never really planned to come back. I'd been working abroad for years, calling home only once in a while, usually in a rush. I knew I should have called more often, but I kept telling myself there was time, that Mom would wait, that nothing would change. Then one afternoon, the message came. She wasn't waiting anywhere anymore. She slipped away quietly, during some important meeting I thought mattered more. I walked with my hands in my pockets down the familiar road to the house where I grew up. I still had the old key. It didn't match my life anymore, but I never got rid of it. When I unlocked the door, the silence hit me in a way I wasn't ready for. Everything looked almost the same. Photos on the walls, the cheap market vase I'd once bought her. Only her voice was missing. I sat down on the couch, the fabric smelling slightly of dust. On the table lay her diary. I hesitated before opening it, but eventually I did. Her neat handwriting filled the pages. Notes about doctor visits, shopping lists, phone numbers she didn't want to memorize. And between all that, a few lines that clearly weren't meant for anyone. Adam didn't call again. Maybe he's busy. I hope he's doing well. On the next page, I bought his favorite tea in case he comes. I placed the diary on my lap and sat there for a long time. No dramatic moment, no big revelation. Just the simple pain of realizing that the one person who loved me without conditions was gone. And that I'd spent the last years building a life I wanted to show her, but now there was no one to show it to. I walked through the rooms. In her bedroom, I found a box of things she'd kept, old photos, postcards, letters I'd sent from summer camps. I read through them and understood painfully clearly that everything I believed was sure never really was. Outside, evening settled in. I closed the box, the diary, then finally the whole house. I stood in front of it for a few minutes as if waiting for something to change. Nothing did. On my way back to the station, I understood that home isn't the building where you grew up. Home was the person who waited for you. And that person is gone.